Hi everyone, welcome to Outside with Alyce. My name is Alyce Todd and I'm a friend of Aranzazu. I'm actually a zoologist and I'm really excited to join you each week in bringing you outside so we can learn about and with nature. We're going to work on a few skills together. We're going to learn something new. We're going to get outside and get some exercise together, and hopefully we're going to learn a new skill or two. So let's get outside. Before we do that though, make sure you get permission from the adults so that you have an okay from them to participate in the activities that I want to bring you. All right, are you ready to discover what's going on out there? Let's go. All right, everybody, welcome to Outdoors with Alyce. I hope you're ready to get outside and moving today. But one of the things I wanted to start with is getting us prepared to be outside and looking with a purpose. And I'm not necessarily thinking of just using our eyes. When you're out in nature and you're getting to know your space, you actually use all 5 of your senses. So we're gonna use our ears and our eyes and our nose and our sense of touch with anything that's blowing on us, or we can feel the weather and the heat and maybe even some of that humidity that's more popular down here. So we're gonna use all of those senses today to get to know the world around us and actually look with a purpose. So we're gonna practice using our eyes first with a little activity to just get you an understanding where I'm going with this. Got my towel here and I've got some objects underneath this towel. I'm gonna move the towel away and I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to look and see all the objects you can find on this towel. Then I'm gonna cover it again and I'm gonna have you have a moment where you can actually look and talk about what you thought you saw, maybe what you didn't see, if somebody else saw something any different, and then we'll go and inventory what I actually have. So the first round of this is you're just gonna use your eyes and explore this towel. Got 10 seconds to look. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, find a partner. Discuss what you might have seen, what you thought you might have seen, if there was some picture on the towel, anything that was underneath the towel, see if you can figure it out. Hopefully you saw at least 4 objects. All right, let's come back together and I'll show you what we have here. We had some hand sanitizer, a little appropriate for this day and age, some shampoo, sunscreen, a pouch, and an eyeglasses case. All of these things were on the towel. And then of course we had some colors and a building. I had my Curious George towel here to help you with some of the objects that you would have seen. So hopefully you were looking with a purpose. I gave you a task and you had to look for certain things that were on the towel. When you go out in nature, you're actually doing the same thing. You're looking with a purpose. You're looking for things that might not necessarily be obvious. You might have to look a little deeper. You might have to actually sit still and take some time and not move for a long time. Sounds kind of boring, but I find that stuff kind of cool, so you gotta join me with that today. So as you're looking with the purpose and using your eyes, don't be afraid to just sit and be still. Now, one of the other senses that you can use all the time is your sense of sound, your hearing, and those sounds that are made out there. We're in a really great place here at Aranzazu. I don't know if you remember, if those of you who've been here before, this is a great place at the bayfront to find birds, and birds are not quiet. They make a lot of noise, even when they're just going from place to place. So you can hear a lot of sounds of those birds moving from place to place. We've got the bayfront here, and as the waves are crashing on the shore, you can hear the waves crashing. You can feel the wind moving. You can get a sense of the grass under your feet or the plants hitting you as you're moving about. Those are all ways of looking and getting to know this place a little bit deeper. So as we move around today, we're going to use all of our senses as we get to know this place and look a little deeper. Now, we're going to go on a lot of hikes together with our outdoors adventures, and I want to get us prepared. So one of the things that I want to go through now are things that you might need on a hike. Going on hikes takes some time, and you want to be prepared because you never know what you're going to encounter. So we're going to go through some materials that you might need for that. One thing that you have to have is a trusty water bottle. You got to stay hydrated, and you want to make sure that you're getting as much water in you as you possibly can. Some other things that you're going to want. Sunglasses, these are important. It's bright down here, it's bright outside, and you want to be able to see certain things and you don't want to have to squint. So sunglasses are important. Another thing that's important is being prepared for weather. You never know what you're going to encounter. Some places it can get cold really, really quickly. Other places it can rain on you really, really quickly. So if you have like a rain jacket or a way of protecting yourself from any elements that might come out, something like that is super important as well. Other things that you might need to have are, I like to chew gum. I have gum in my pouch. Sunscreen, little bits of sunscreen, chapstick. A lot of people forget about chapstick, but as you're moving around and you're using that energy, you breathe a little heavier and that dries your lips out, so you need some chapstick. A first aid kit. This is important because you might get scratched, you might get a sticker in your foot, you might come across a thorn or something. So having a first aid kit just to help tidy up or clean up any of those little injuries that you might have are important. I have a flashlight. This is important, especially if the sun goes down on you pretty quickly, or if you're wanting to look under maybe some rocks or under some logs or something. A flashlight's really important to have that and be able to see a little bit better. Other things in your pouch that you might want to have to get a better look and a closer look, a pair of binoculars. Binoculars are great to have on a hike so you can see things far away. One of the keys to, and that we'll talk about as we walk around today, is making sure that you're not interrupting what animals do when they're just out doing their jobs. So you want to be as far away and quiet as possible. Binoculars help you see those things. This is important as well, especially down here, is having some bug spray or a way of getting rid of bugs. I have these clip-ons. They work really well to help get rid of mosquitoes. They work nicely, but you can have some bug spray to make sure that you're protected from those fun little critters. Oh, that was more sunscreen. And then I have a compass. You might want to use that to get around, see if you know to navigate which way is north, especially if you get turned around. You want to be able to get out of a space. And then a snack. You never know if you're going to get hungry, always important. And this is maybe nowadays is a have to, but this is used for a couple of things. One is you can use it as a GPS or a way of navigating. You can use your Google Maps or a map app that you have on there, especially if you have cell service in where you're at. It also serves as your camera. Being able to take pictures of the things that you see when you're out in nature or out exploring is a fun way of recording what you've had in the past. Now, the last thing that's important for a hike, that I think is important for a hike, is having something called a nature journal. And this is where you have a notebook that you can record things that you help you identify things or that you've seen before. You can take notes, you can draw pictures. A nature journal is a great tool so you can remember where you've been and what you've seen. This tool is something I'm going to ask that we all have for every adventure we take together, because I want us to start recording those things that we find and that we see. In my nature journal, I just got a little notebook and I decorated it with my name. But in back here, I've got some pieces of paper that ID tracks. So I have some ways of looking at the animal tracks that are around. I have some little writing prompts that help me with the things that maybe I want to remember and how I want to remember it if I'm just a little overwhelmed. I have some leaf shapes that are help me identify maybe some of the plants that are out there. So those are some things I've put in my journal. Now, journals don't have to be very fancy. I just got this one as a gift actually and made it in a workshop. But you can do something really simple as getting some pieces of paper. These are kind of a longer legal piece of paper, and fold it in half. You can staple it on the side, you can tie it up, however you want to affix it, and use that as your nature journal. You can write your name on it, you can decorate it up, but it can be something very simple like this. There are tons of apps on your phones and your devices that you can use to download and use as a nature journal. That's where the phone kind of comes in really handy, because a lot of those apps let you upload a picture directly into the notes section. So you can not only take a picture of what you're looking at, but you can also take and write some notes there. So however you want to record what you've seen and where you've been, we're going to use that nature journal pretty consistently as we go around together. All right, so I'm going to pack my bag up, and I'll meet you guys outside, and we're gonna go on a hike and see what we can see. All right, everybody, I've got my journal, I've got my binoculars, I've got my pack with my water. I'm ready to go, so come on, let's go see what we can see. First things first, check it out. We've got birds flying in the sky. Heard a couple in the trees, so I've used my ears. I use my eyes. It's windy, so I'm feeling that wind, so I know that maybe some of the little stuff won't be flying around, so I'm gonna have to look on the ground. It smells great because we've got all this wonderful nature around us, so let's see if we can find those things up close. We have a pond over here. Bodies of water mean insects, flying birds. Might have some fish in there. We'll have to hunt that for another day. So guys, we've been focusing a lot on animals as living things, but if you check out, look at some of those really beautiful colors that are out there in the field. Plants are just as important to observe and talk and write about. So one of the things that I'm going to put in my journal is I'm going to start listing maybe some of the colors that I'm seeing today. Spring and summer have a lot of different colors than fall and winter. So I'll find a really cool page. I'm going to take my journal and I'm going to put the date and I'm going to put where I'm at. And then I'm going to put a category here that I want to write about. And I'm going to write about colors, and I saw orange flowers and green leaves. And I'll keep listing that as we go along. I have a really cool stop, everybody. Check out the spider web. Look how great that is in there. You can see how the spider has taken and used the plant to attach its web. And then there's a hole right in the middle of that web. It's like a funnel. That's really cool. I'm gonna make sure I list that on my journal as well. I hope you're journaling along with me today. We've got a lot of great things to check out. You're seeing some things that I'm not seeing, put them in your journal. That's great. It's your observations and there's no wrong answer. I've spotted something pretty far away, so maybe when we go on the boardwalk we can check it out a little bit easier. But I'm going to take a moment to use my binoculars. There's a really beautiful bird right across the way. Looks like a heron. Maybe we can get a better look over there and we'll try and identify it. So everybody, we're coming to a change in habitat. And that's something we can nature journal here. But if you remember over here, we can see it's not quite wet yet. We still have some dry ground. It looks muddy, and eventually it'll probably be really wet. But if you come over here, you're going to notice we got a lot of water. So that's something to note in our journal, that we might have seen a change in habitat. We are at a really cool habitat called a wetland, which we'll talk about in a couple of weeks. And it's a really great place to find lots of living things. So we can see a change in habitat, and that's something that we can note in our journal. That is something that to really pay attention to, because we're going to see some different animals. And plants. I can't forget my plants. Materials, so that way you're prepared to be outside. But get outside.